Okay, so it's been raining for the whole day, so I haven't been able to get outside. I had a lot of stuff planned I want to do, so I figured I would just take a short little break. And um, I know I got some odd things sitting on the table here, but I wanted to show you how to make a homemade oil lamp. Very simple, doesn't take long. Just in case your power goes out and you have some old French fry oil, you don't know what to do with it, maybe put it in a jug and save it for an emergency, depending on you. I have these globes. I got these globes at your local Salvation Army thrift store or whatever. I think they go to like a chandelier or something. They fit right down over the top of a soda can. Now I tried a whole bunch of other stuff. I ain't gonna show you all that because it's gonna take a bit. But I tried some shoelace, and it didn't really work very well. I think it's the material; it just melted. It didn't want to make a wicking effect. So I found the easiest thing, pretty much what everybody has, some sort of, paper towel or something absorbent. Maybe in, the end times or something crazy like that, you might not have paper towels, so you have to try some other things to see if it'll work. Now, first thing I do, which is super simple, take your can, get a funnel if you got one, or just pour it in there and fill it up with oil. Probably be easier if I just pour it in there. Probably make a mess doing this, for all I know. Alright, she's full. Okay. Now, I'll stick this right in this tube to absorb whatever oil's out of it. Basically, like I said, these are the simplest oil lamps anybody can make. I sort of twist this around, bend this up. I'll show you one that I already made when I'm done. Alright, so after you do that, you want to tear yourself off a piece of paper towel, and I'll probably fold it. Then you sort of just want to twist it up as tight as you can. And then you want to stick it in the oil. Bend it. You want to stick it in there like that, and then you want to bend that through there, through the little tab. Yeah, my fingers are too big for this, I think. Alright. Well, make sure you get it twisted really good. And then you just want to leave it. We're going to leave it there. What I do is I just watch it and wait till it's completely wicked all the way up through the wick. And that, folks, is about as simple as it gets. With these globes, that you can almost make it windproof. When it collapses down over that, you can walk right up and down the hallway, whatever you want to do. But yeah, so I'm going to make another one, and then we'll let them wick, and then I will light them and show you how simple it is. And hopefully this might help somebody, in a time of need, or you run out of a flashlight but you have some old oil kicking around. Not like motor oil and stuff. I'd use vegetable oil. You don't want to risk burning that in your house and having bad fumes. With vegetable oil, and the way I did it, I burned it for almost 4 hours without even pulling the wick up. So in that instance, and it didn't smell up my house. You could probably, if you have like essential smelly stuff, you could probably dump it a little bit into the oil and it wouldn't smell bad at all. And it's also a good way to use up your old oil. Spilled a little bit there. But anyways, then we, like I said, take a paper towel, just rip a shred off, fold it in half, twist it up nice and tight. I mean, you could probably mess around and perfect it better, but if you need light fast, and you don't have any flashlights, or your batteries all run out, you can make these little oil lamps Now, they're not the brightest thing in the world. I mean, it's just old French fry oil, but in an instance where you need light, me and my son sat during the last power outage we had here in Maine. We sat and read books and played Magic. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have played Magic cards. And had a good old time during the power outage. Take that off in there for a minute. Well, we'll let these wick up and I will try to keep time. Right now it's 10:22, so I started about 10:20. So, well, I say 10:15. So it's been about almost 10 minutes on that one. And this one, I don't know if you can see it. You can see the oil wicking up in through. We want it to get all the way to the top. Sometimes you can see little hairs that stick up off in it. When those all get absorbed, you know that it's good. The reason I let it wick all the way up through is because if you don't, I'm afraid that it'll burn all the paper off and the oil won't come up through. But once you get the oil up there, it's going to burn the oil more than the paper. Obviously, like a candle. You want to sort of position these pretty good. I have one here that I made the other night. You can see how it burned off, untwisted. But if I was to push this up through, 1 second here, just a little bit, and then you light it. This is what your outcome should be. Now, isn't that amazing? Let me shut this light off if I can. That, folks, is what your homemade lantern should look like. And then you can just blow it right out. But anyways, we're gonna, like I said, let's stop this camera for a second. Let these wick. As you can see, this one's wicked almost to the top already. So we'll let those get nice and soaked, and then we will light them too. And so you can see how they work, and hopefully this helps everybody if in some way. So yeah. Okay, so here we are, we're back again. It's been about 10-15 minutes. This one has not wicked up as much. As you can see, the oil's up about where my finger is. The rest ain't. What we're going to do is I'm going to light that one, just so I can show you what happens. It might not affect it much, but it'll burn that paper right down, and you have less of a wick. It'll go out. It might crackle and pop a little bit at first as it gets going. Alright, and that's pretty much how you start it. It worked better than I thought, but usually if you have too much paper there, it'll burn down, you know, and fall down on the can. Now this is something, if you build one of these and you're using it, it's like any flame object that you might have in your house. You want to pay close attention. Stuff like this, you know, you wouldn't want to set it here and walk away. They burn a little bit high until they burn down a little bit. We're going to light this one too, just to show you. But I found paper towel works pretty good. That one's pretty high. I'll let it burn for a minute. Yeah, it should die right down like I said. Now this one, you see how it's working a lot better when I let it wick to the top? Well, I spoke too soon, it's going to grow. They should go right down. If not, then you just got to blow them out and cut the wick a little bit. Don't pull it up or down, just cut it off. Alright, we're going to blow that one out. This is probably something you should do outside, but like I said, it's pouring rain, so I am doing it inside. we're gonna see if that's burnt enough that I can break it off. Alright, I'm going to grab scissors. Okay, so we're back. I shortened this one a little bit. I left that one long just to show you. You can see the black smoke on my finger. See that black smoke coming off in it? Well, that's what's going to happen. And when you have a long wick, it's going to keep doing it. So you have to burn them down or cut them down and just keep messing with them a little bit until you get them to a regulated flame. Like that one's not too bad. It's a little tall. It needs to be like this one. See, them ones are too high. I think if you let them burn, you know, if it's a little too high, they'll go down. Let's try putting a globe on it and see what happens. Yeah, she's really smoky. This is what you want. I mean, you can see the difference here. You see the smoke coming off that one, and this one's perfect. And they should all turn out like that eventually. They just need to burn. Probably set them outside and watch them for 10-15 minutes and let them burn. And then when they get like this one, when the flame starts getting low, you can see how it's like burned right in. Yeah, that's like what it looks like after 4 hours of burning. That's pretty good. You want to try to keep it off the edge there. That's pretty good. But anyways, I'm going to blow these ones out, and maybe I'll just let them burn for a minute. I ain't going to hurt nothing. I do have a wood stove, so it's not going to hurt anything. They should burn right down. Maybe if I tap them with a knife just a little bit. Try to push them back a little bit. But you can see how moving them down, shortening the wick, helps. Well, that one almost went through. There. Now we have a stable flame. Well, this one's a little too high. This one's not bad now. But that's a perfect example of what you don't want. A little bit shorter would be good. You know, about 1 inch flame. That's all you need. You can hear the sizzle in the pot. But I'm going to blow the one out I already made. And now, I'm going to put the globe on it. And then I'm going to shut the light out to give you guys a view. And that, my friends, is your homemade oil lamp. And I'm going to work on a better design, some way of making a handle and stuff. But you can see, you can use any kind of globe. I mean, you just go to your local Salvation Army or whatever, or in your back shed, find an old globe or an oil lamp that's broke. And there you go. And like I said, you can move it. If I blow, it's pretty hard to put out, and they burn for, like I said, like four hours. Just depends on your wick. You got to watch the wick. This one right here is still a little too high, but you can see they're working really well. Well, I appreciate you watching my videos, and I know I have a few that have a watermark on the screen. I'm working to get the full software. This is all new, and I'm just having fun with it during this coronavirus thing that's going on and quarantine. And I really appreciate you guys watching the videos. I do it for fun. And thank you for watching Outdoors with Aaron. And keep on naturing.